Well everybody, this video isn't exactly as expected, so I'll sort of play it from the top. And yeah, but if you have a look, HDC fault, engine fault, it now will not start. Range Rovers are terrible and you shouldn't buy one. It's been 2 weeks and it's already broken and now I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, but at least the scenery is good. The suspension's lowered, the car's decided to brake, it won't do anything. So yeah, I'm a bit screwed. Oh well, it is what it is, it's Range Rover. Right, so without further delay, if you don't like this video, I swear to God I will cry, because I have just broken down in this. Thank God I've got the 75A, thank God. So let's play it from the top and we'll see how this wonderful thing has made my life miserable, but made it better about 5 minutes ago before it broke down. Hello everybody and welcome to this update on my new Range Rover. I've had it for 2 weeks, I've done 800 miles and we find out in this video if it's given me grief. Spoiler alert, it has. It's overheated, it's had a few other problems and there might be some electrical issues on the horizon. So let's get into it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this, like the video if you liked it and make sure to share it if you want other people to see it. So, now that we've got that one out of the way, and we've got the beautiful scenery of some broken glass and some drawers that somebody's fly tipped, as well as a CD rack, let's get into this tour of my wonderful Range Rover, and I'll tell you about all of the beautiful things it's done for my life and all the terrible anxiety it's given me. So let's continue with a walk around. So, with this car, there's a few things I've noticed as well. So we'll get into the weird history of it first. So this car has got a mismatched wheel. This is the original finish. As you can see there, it's a nice, it's been diamond cut and then it's got that. That's a bit odd that we've got 3 matching these anthracite wheels that have been repainted and then we've got one that's like that. Other problems, tailgate. Bad news guys, we've got the famous rusty tailgate. Yikes. Other unrelated bad news, we have the side skirts that have now dropped to pieces. I've sprayed that a nice black so it blends in. We need to get them changed. Other things I've really noticed are the tyres are a bit weird. So we've got these Nexen Rhodians. Now, you guys let me know in the comments. These are 20-inch wheels. Harry's Garage said that the 20-inch wheels are the best because that means I can get modern tyres on it. So I've got Nexen Rhodians on at the minute, and they're pretty good, but they're not exactly what I want, and I prefer having matching tyres. And this one here, weirdly enough, is not looking too hot. So yeah, we need to replace these. So let me know in the comments what you recommend with tyres. Now, for the outside, we also have a little bit more of an issue. There's a hole now. Oh no. So not only does it have electrical problems, not only are the wheels a bit mismatched, we've now got a hole, which is very interesting. And we've also got a hole there. So welcome to Range Rover ownership, eh? So we'll continue the rest of this tour inside the car, but I want to just tell you about what I've also done to the car. So I've given it a full machine polish all the way around 360, and we've uncovered a few other issues as well. You can see there on the tailgate, not looking great, but the paint is pretty damn good, and I'll include some shots because of course we live in England, the weather isn't the best. It's actually looking pretty damn good, to be quite honest with you, so I'm pretty pleased about that. So let's get inside and I'll talk to you about the benefits and drawbacks of owning one of these and how much it's cost me, as well as all the other problems I've had more recently. So, problems. What problems have I had in my Range Rover in my 890 miles in 2 weeks? Well, a few actually. The screen overheated the other day, which really wound me up. But to be quite honest with you, you can kind of forgive it because it is, you know, it's old, isn't it? For it being a 2009, this was made when I was in secondary school, second year of secondary school. So yeah, she's getting on a bit. So I can approve of that going wrong. Not sure what it is. It made the sat-nav unusable the entire morning. And it's not like the sat-nav is up to date anyway, so nobody's bothered. But that was the only thing it really did. Other issues it had have mainly been like random electrical things, which is sort of part of the course I've heard with these things. So when I indicate when I first get in the car, so let's say I'm indicating off, and I'll put a clip of it here, there's like a random, it buzzes at the back, and then it does like a, you know, the rapid indicator thing where it ticks, rather than on the beat it goes, it ticks multiple times and then starts ticking normally. It's almost as if a bulb's out, but it's not. And I've checked around the car and there's no bulb out, and it doesn't do it when the hazards are on. So that's a bit weird. Other problem though, big problem with this car, if you aren't very spatially aware, parking sensors don't work. So they sort of worked on and off, and now they've decided to completely die. So the parking sensors don't work. You get the long tone, and then you get the little blinking light on there, and I've got a clip of that to show you as well. So that's really it, to be honest with you. The main problem I've been having is other people and myself. So it's a bit of a weird one, and you'll find this in other Land Rover owners will probably get it when they see this video. You get like Land Rover-itis. So there was one night that I spent 3 hours watching people go through Rufford Ford and critiquing their driving skills, even though I've never actually driven through anything like that in my life. You sit there watching people get pulled out of snow. You sit there watching people in the snow and critiquing them. You pray for really bad weather. So the other day there was one of the typical sun headlines. It's from the actual sun, so you know it's a real thing. And they said, you know, we're going to get a polar blast, and I was just like, yes, I can't wait, because it's weird when you own such a capable vehicle. You want to see its capabilities, and you want to be that guy. And I think I'm becoming that guy, because there was somebody in a Land Cruiser who posted in our local group, and he says that he's free to tow people. I was like, I'll offer them the same service but with luxury, and maybe they won't be able to get back because maybe the car will break down. Then I'll have to call him in his Land Cruiser to come and get me. But you sit there comparing all these things and going, I could, in a survival situation. It's almost when you're a survivalist, if you imagine you're like a survivalist person in a survival situation, I could blah 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 blah. In a adverse weather condition, I could get anywhere in the Range Rover, and I know that for a fact if it's not broken. So that's really, really weird. I've never really been like that before. I've never really cared. But every time the weather turns slightly bad, it piques my interest, because I know for a fact that I am just a bit weird, and I just want the weather to be terrible all the time. If we got Beast from the East Part 2 here, that would make my year. Oh, also another thing, you just spot other ones, Discovery 2. You become obsessed with Land Rovers. It's an out-and-out disease. Land Rover-itis is a disease. And you become so obsessed with Land Rovers. You become obsessed with the history, you become obsessed with everything, because it is a bit of a weird fraternity. You watch all the really, really old American, welcome to the Land Rover experience things. You watch all that sort of stuff, and you become really, really obsessed. And you find out as well that there's two types of Land Rover owners. There's utter yobs, and then there's proper Land Rover owners, like me. Never hit my mic there. Like me. And you detest the other ones, but you like these ones. So it's just bizarre. I've never owned a car that I've become so obsessed with so fast than I have with Land Rovers. So that's a big problem to me, because I used to think those sorts of people were insufferable. They were just the most annoying people on the planet, but unfortunately I've become the most annoying person on the planet. So yeah, there's that. And on to the other people. So that's me being we've done the car's problems, we've done me the problem, and now we're on to other people. Everybody hates your guts. Everybody hates you. This car, it just, the response you get when you drive this, even if you're not a cock end, you get such a response from other people. Good example, man in a Morris Minor 1000. This car, it was foggy as out, my car was fine, lights came on automatically and stuff. I'd sat there to give way to him. This Morris Minor is coming, it keeps coming towards me. I'm sat like, oh, cute Morris Minor, I love it, blah, blah, blah. I started spitting history things at Katie, who clearly hates it when I do that. And he keeps coming towards me, and all of a sudden, right before me, we're talking about not too far from the front of the car at all, he stops, and he goes, clear your effing windscreen, blah, 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 maybe you should look and all this shit. But he wasn't looking because I could see him faffing about with the choke and everything under the dash doing this. So even if you're in the right, in a Range Rover, you're automatically wrong. So you automatically have the Range Rover martyr syndrome, where you become a martyr for the cause of Range Rovers. And in general, a lot of people that drive Range Rovers, especially the newer ones, are all knobheads anyway. So you are lumped in with them. But why would you drive a car to care about what other people think? So that's really my take on it. I really don't care. But you do get a bit of stick if you drive something like this. And it's not a particularly expensive car either. £3,000 is about as much as a Fiesta. So to me, that's just, it's preposterous. But automatically people think that people treat you differently in this. People look at you differently, and people think of you differently. And all three of those things aren't positives. They're all negatives. Everybody thinks you're scum. But who cares? This is it. This is the best car on the planet Earth. The best car I've ever owned will always be the Rover 75 because it is just an icon. But this car, to me, 2 weeks in, is the best. The best ever. It's just complete. It's full on, it's perfect. There's a few issues, yes, but we will be covering those in an upcoming series called Fixing Random Issues on my Range Rover L322, same as I did with the Rover 75. So we'll be doing that, which is going to be very interesting, or maybe a bit boring. So the list is as follows. Stop being a knob and wasting your time watching videos of people getting pulled out of various situations by various Land Rovers. That's the main problem. Number 2, once you've stopped wasting that time, fix the car. So I need to sort out the parking sensors, that's number 1, even though it's not really that much of an issue because you can just be spatially aware. And number 3, I need to sort out that rust on the body. So that will involve getting all that chopped out. And number 4, I need some feedback from you guys on what is the best course of action with tyres, and is that electrical issue an electrical issue, or am I just being a bit of a moron? So that's really it with this video. It's been 2 weeks. I've spent £360 on fuel. I've done 890 miles. 897.1 miles, and I still have a quarter of a tank. So yeah, that's pretty damn good. See, this is what a proper Range Rover owner does, right? They wait for other people to move out of the way. You don't force people in little tiny cars like this to go into the bush. Go into the bush yourself, because you drive a car that's capable of it. So stop being an insufferable person. So that's about it, everybody. Make sure to subscribe for more of this if you want to see more. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, and also call me all the names under the sun. I got a lot of people hating me after this because I don't know why. But yeah, that's about it, everybody. So I'll see you in the next one. New history video on Wednesday. It's going to be a great one that you've all requested for a long time. And yeah, I'll continue this lovely view of the countryside, driving this wonderful piece of British art.